Hello, my name is Jason Stirbinskis and I'm the CEO of Drake Resources. With a recent injection of funds, Drake has re-energised its exploration program. We have commenced exploration at two locations, our Samana Gold Prospect and the Chelma Copper Zinc Project in Norway. The first for discussion is our Samana Gold Project in Guinea. Samana is the small blue polygon located in Guinea, but as you can see it is close to the Mali border and closer to the Mali capital than Guinea's capital, Conakry, on the west coast. This area of the prolific Birimian has several large gold discoveries including Siguri and Lero, both north of 5 million ounces. And as we zoom into the Samana Prospect itself, it's worth noting the absence of any extreme terrain or substantial development in this area. Here are surface samples that prompted all the excitement last year shortly after we acquired the southeastern area, including over 70 gram per tonne, which was one of the most western results visible on this map, and a very encouraging 4 metres at 19.8 gram per tonne at Tamdian, which you'll see on the next slide, but is at the opposite end of the licence area where you can see the 10.9 and 15.1 gram per tonne surface results on this slide. Surface results also include 42.9 gram per tonne, 29.4 gram per tonne and 26.7 gram per tonne, and several other hits between 10 and 15 gram per tonne. But more importantly, we encountered very encouraging results from multiple sites across almost the entire width of the recently granted land. In fact, there were 12 separate sites that returned grades over 5 gram per tonne gold. It's not surprising that we recorded impressive results given the proximity to Avocet's 3.2 million ounce Tri-K project, part of which is visible on the bottom of the map there. We drilled 7 of the 40 plus targets in 2014 and we encountered noteworthy results at 5 of those 7 targets, with 6 holes intercepting greater than 5 gram per tonne. We were particularly encouraged by Tamdian, which gave us the 15 gram per tonne and 10 gram per tonne in the surface sampling, and the 4 metres at 19.8 gram per tonne, including 1 metre at 52.6 gram per tonne in drilling results some 50 metres below the surface, which bodes well for the numerous other targets of lower grade surface results across the area. Our current 1,250 metre RC program returns to 4 of the sites mentioned above to test for extensions to the encouraging first round drilling. We completed VTEM over Chelma in late 2014 and this revealed 6 targets of interest. 4 lie within the Western Thrust ore field, which you can see on this image, and is an area of known massive sulphide mineralisation mapped over about 10 kilometres in a north-south direction, hosting the Jakobsbakken mine, which extracted 4.47 million tonne of ore at 1.55% copper and 2.42% zinc, and the Sagmo mine further to the north. There are 2 anomalies in the eastern region, with target 3 being of particular interest for 2 reasons. Firstly, not much is known about this end of the mineralised area, and secondly, our surface samples directly above the relatively shallow anomaly recorded 10.7% copper and 15.1% zinc, a commodity which is showing considerable promise this year. We are currently conducting ground EM at the 6 targets to assist in defining drill targets. Now, Drake also has the Grand Mura nickel sulphide discovery in Sweden and the Yoma copper zinc project in Norway, and we hope that both of these will also see progress this year. However, it's prudent that we don't commit to that activity at this stage and in this market, preferring instead to see what the 2015 market brings and what traction we gain from news flow stemming from Samana and Chelma. To refresh your memory, Grand Muren is our near-surface greenfield nickel-copper sulphide discovery in central Sweden. This is a substantial intrusion of massive and disseminated sulphides, mainly pyrrhotite, pentlandite and chalcopyrite, hosted in gabbros and norites. Mineralisation occurs from near surface and we've tracked it down to about 330 metres, and it remains open at depth and laterally, and with grades that compare to nickel grades of open pit nickel operations in the Nordic region. The regional geological setting for Grand Muren conforms to a classic nickel-copper plus or minus PGE system and is dated as being from a period of the Earth's history that generated significant nickel mines such as Thompson, Raglan and Sudbury nickel mines in Canada. Our next steps here does not involve Grand Murin itself, but rather looking at the regional opportunities for a Grand Murin repeat. And as you can see from the map, Drake controls this potential nickel province. The other project we are hoping to get to is the Yoma copper zinc project in Norway. I've spoken about this project many times. It essentially has two parts to it. Firstly, we have existing decommissioned mines at Yoma and Jøsvik and some functioning mine infrastructure at the Yoma site. Our extensive database associated with the Yoma mine operations has allowed us to determine an exploration target for the residual mineralisation around the mine, and please read the announcement made on the 17th of March 2014 for the detail. The second aspect is the exploration upside given our large footprint over this area of the Coley Thrust complex, which has hosted copper zinc production at several sites in addition to Yoma and Jøsvik. Our regional investigations to date have focused on a small area around Yoma, and we've got some very exciting targets such as Target 1 geophysics anomaly in this image. Drilling of this target would be a logical next step, especially given it is larger than the Yoma mine anomaly itself. So we have two exploration programs underway, one exploring our exciting gold project in Guinea that has produced very encouraging results thus far and subsequently seen substantial movement in our share price in the past, and conducting ground EM at the Sulitjelma copper zinc project in Norway in conjunction with our JV partner Panoramic Resources. Whilst we have other projects that we want to see progress this year and have defined relevant programs in both cases, we think it's prudent to see the results and repercussions of this first wave of exploration before committing to additional programs later in the year. We should be in a position to make that call around mid-year. Thank you for your time.